Welcome back, guys, to the James Madden Dynasty. It's gonna be a pretty long episode here, as we're gonna be going over some stats, and it's gonna be part one of the offseason. In this video, we will begin with the stats, as the quarterback room has to get much better. We have a couple of young guys down here who potentially could compete for the starting job next year, as Dylan Morris was a senior. He had 2,917 yards, 17 touchdowns, 17 interceptions, a 57% completion percentage. We threw Alonzo Barnett in there late in the season, 816 yards, 5 touchdowns, 7 interceptions for him, 63% completion percentage. They were about on the same tier, but we expected a lot more from Dylan, and the sack numbers have to get a lot better. This offensive line was dreadful this season. As for the running back room, same thing. Ayo, we really expected more from him. 130 carries for 550 yards, 4.2 yards per carry, which is pretty good. 5 touchdowns. Just George Pettaway just felt better, as he had 13 broken tackles and basically 100 less touches, and that's 6 more, or 6 more than Ayo. He also had 3 touchdowns while averaging 6 yards a carry. Both of the quarterbacks were solid on the ground. Nothing crazy from either, but Dylan Morris did have 5 fumbles. Logan Kyle, a stud tight end. 51 catches, 996 yards, 6 touchdowns. Will be back next season for us. I'm really excited to see him. And Tajay Hudson, 54 catches for 827 yards and 3 touchdowns. Will also be back for us next season. As Bronny Penny, Cam Ross both came on late into the season. Both seniors as well will not be returning next season, so it's really going to be up to some of these younger guys, especially expect Chris Lofton next season, one of the fastest guys on the roster, to really take a big leap next year. As for blocking, Pat allowed 10 sacks. Everybody else was solid. Carter, he's potentially could be leaving us in the transfer portal, only allowed 6. Josh Toner, 5. Tanner Morris, 5. Cole Potts, also 4. So, the O-line was already bad, and it could get a lot worse next season. So, we're definitely going to have to keep an eye out for that. Defensively, as Jacob Dobbs led the team in tackles with 86. Tackles for loss, Milt Ferguson, freshman corner, led the team with 16. Lloyd Summerall, 15. Terrace Jones with 11. Eric O'Neal with 9. 7.5 sacks from Summerall. He will be leaving us, but Marcellus Nash, 5.5 sacks from a freshman. Excited to see him grow into a pass rusher. Milt Ferguson with 4 sacks. Emmanuel Bush and Eric O'Neal both will be returning next year. The D-line is a bright spot for us. Definitely just a couple tweaks here and there could make it really good. As Chris Surian, he will be leaving us this season, but led the team in picks. Milt Ferguson, Antoine Booth, and Chauncey Logan all had 2. Will all be returning next season. And Tajay Hooper with 1. Pass deflections, Antoine and Chauncey both had 5. His forced fumbles, Jacob Dobbs caused 4. A lot from the D-line here, it looks like. But we didn't recover a ton. 2 from Terrace Jones, and then 1 from a couple of other handful of names. This kick return, we'll look at the kicker. 11 of 16, only 68%. Didn't miss a PAT, which is good. He's only a junior, so he will be returning. Miss 2 from 50. You know, we actually don't have a backup kicker, so we'll just be him. We will have to sign one next season. As kick returns, George Pettaway had 504 yards. Dolson 441. No one really broke one loose. Same with the punt returns. Pettaway 15 for 119. Didn't really break any loose. Team just has to get more athletic and younger. We were a really old team heading into year one. Have to get more athletic, younger. As for the offense and defensive coordinators, both of them are gonna be fired. Could get some more experienced guys. They just weren't really fitting the mold. Lower level guys that we could definitely look to improve on. But we will just advance to next week and maybe see if we could get somebody. As Dylan Gabriel did win the Heisman. But Milt Ferguson, best defensive back. That's a huge award. As we will look at some of the awards. I'm not expecting to be in a ton of these, especially not in any of these, but see some of the names that are in it. Milt Ferguson, best defensive back. That's huge for him. Should really help his development as well. Really want to see best returner, maybe. George Pettaway got in there. Best tight end, Logan Kyle sneaks in there at number 4. Best linebacker. Not expecting any centers or punters. Nothing like that. Best returner, he did not sneak in there. And we'll look at some All-Americans and All-Sun Belt Conference. All-American first team, Logan Kyle does get in it. Does Milt? Milt does not. All-American second team. Milt doesn't even get into the second team. He has to be in the freshman, surely. And he's not. It's really shocking. All Sunbelt first team, Logan Kyle gets the tight end. And our punter sneaks in there. Second team, Eric O'Neal's in there. And still no Milt Ferguson. All freshmen. There's Milt and KJ Flo. Like to see some of our guys get some recognition. But kind of expected some of our other guys to get some. But we'll take a look at the college football bracket. As nobody we played is on it. Ole Miss ended up being 13-0 and number 1. Doesn't look like it's stacked. No Georgia in there. No LSU. As we'll manage just have see some of these coordinators that are open. It's Marcus Coleman, level 24. He's a motivator. As elite recruiter, tactician. I mean, we'll throw an offer in there. It's our offensive scheme with spread. And then we'll look at defensive coordinator. He is also a tactician. We'll look at Jack Moon as well. He's a recruiter. I do want to get one recruiter, one tactician. We'll offer both of them. See if we're able to get either, but we will look at early National Signing Day. As Quincy Lambeau signs with JMU. Same with Caleb Bolin. We do lose Matthew to Northwestern. That's unfortunate. But we do get Philip Armah, 2-star running back. Gladly take him in. Quincy Lambeau will definitely be a huge addition for us. Same with Caleb. Got to get younger on defense. We're now able to see some of their development trait. Impact, normal, impact, normal. Nothing really stands out, just a bunch of impacts and normal. Just fine, it's alright. The Sun Belt Conference, we do have the 4th best recruiting class in it. Marshall, App State, and Louisiana all above us. I don't think we're doing a terrible job recruiting. Could be doing a little bit better, but didn't have a ton of high prospects going after us to begin the season. Do have some coach points that we could put on here. Master motivator. Tactician also. Then I'm gonna do 10 here. And then we'll do 10 for recruiter as well. And we'll advance the week. See if we got our coordinators that we wanted. We do. We get both of them. That's pretty big. They both fit our scheme. Pipeline in North Carolina, Central Florida. And then I went with West Virginia. That's where JMU is from, Virginia. But we're just going to fly through the bowl season. Keep you guys updated with who wins the Natty and everything like that. We'll check out some Sun Belt Conference bowl games, see if any of our rivals were able to win a couple of bowls. But it looks like it's gonna be Utah and Oregon as Utah pulls off the upset against Ohio State. Oregon finally beats undefeated Ole Miss. Dylan Gabriel looking for a Natty and a Heisman in the same year. As the bowl games, Louisiana did not play. Oh, that's projections. As Tulane ended up beating Louisiana, Georgia State lost. Texas State beat Western Kentucky. App State lost. Old Dominion dominated Kent State. Hawaii got killed. Marshall ended up getting killed from North Carolina. We were competitive with North Carolina. Marshall gets killed by them. They did just beat us, so one more week before we finally hit the off season. So who takes home the Natty? And it's gonna be Utah. Utah takes home the Natty as they pull off back-to-back upsets with Oregon and Ohio State, which is crazy. As we do have a bunch of players who are threatening to leave. We're only going to be able to go after 2 of them, and none of them are going to be persuaded. And we are losing a ton of players. As for me, really, I'd like to get Alonzo back, but failed. And Manuel Bush, was really expecting him to take a big leap, but I also would rather have Riley back if it's just not possible. Ghost Prestige is just way too low. We are losing a ton of players, and our recruiting class isn't that crazy. That's very unfortunate. But we didn't lose any of the key guys. Alonzo, he might have been our starter. He was gonna have to battle for it. Right now, didn't have anybody drafted. Oh, Ayo gets in there at the 7th round. I mean, was not expecting that, so that's pretty big. Ayo sneaks in there. Now the transfer portal. We are number 1 for a ton of guys. Gotta be smart about this, though. Any quarterbacks? We're gonna have a couple of quarterbacks here. Gonna go after Jack Shields. I think Devin. Jack Shields and Devin. Any running backs? Nothing crazy. Receivers. Says receivers isn't a need, but we're gonna go after both of them that are first for us. Tight end. I mean, it's hard to say no to 2 4-star tight ends. It's not a need. Logan Kyle's a stud, but hard to say no to 2 4-star tight ends. No guards, no tackles, no centers. D-line. Gonna need really both ends here. We'll just go after all 3 there at the first for us for right now. D-tackle. It says we don't need. Outside linebacker is definitely a need. It's hard with limited room right now. I do want to go after a couple of these corners. Free safeties, I'm not really worried about. We just did get. Brandon ends up signing during the simming. Never got a notification for that. And we will remove these 2 1-stars. Not worried about them. BJ Small. He had a deal breaker in on us. I could have kept him on the board and got him, but there's a lot of talent in this recruit or transfer portal. I think we're gonna be able to have a chance to go get at positions of more need. Like corner and strong safety. Both had players that were interested in coming. As strong safety, it's going to be difficult. We only started at the fifth spot, but if we could slide, get one of those. Anybody else? And a ton of corners are interested to come and play here, and I don't see why they wouldn't be. So we were pretty weak at that position. We will get one of these guys. I think we'll go after Jay Sean McLean. Now we got a full board. I'm gonna offer scholarships to pretty much everybody. I've never gotten an instant commit on a transfer portal player, so I don't even know if that's possible. But this recruiting class could definitely turn for the better if we could get some of these players. But for the players, the punter we're just gonna throw 10 on. I'm not super worried about him. Nobody's really going after him. As George, he's right there on the edge of committing. We're just gonna send him on a visit for this week, and we'll see if that gets the commit done. We'll throw 10 on to David. I'm not super worried about Barry Brown. No one's going after him. Same with Brock Hicks. Just kind of throw 10 on these players. No one's really going after any of these guys. John Lewis, just 10 there. We'll soft sell Amari. Bobby, no one's going after. Just throw 10 on him. The quarterback, we will soft sell him. Athlete here. We'll soft sell again. And I think we're just gonna throw 10 on all of these players for right now. And then we'll scout some of them. Probably not all the way, just scout some of them, see if they're worth keeping on the board. If they're not, it's not a crazy board. A lot of players were interested in coming here, so I'm not worried about if I have to take somebody off and go get another player. Probably just do this. Jalen Stokes he's looking really, really good. We'll throw 5 more on him. He looks really good. This is Joe Sween. 88 speed's a little slow, but 84 zone, I do like that. Quick jump is really good. 78 speed, 86 excel, 81 pursuit's pretty good. That's Devin. See what he's working with. 72 speed. Accuracies look pretty solid. His throw power didn't show it all the way, but 86 throw power for a junior quarterback, I just don't think that's gonna work out. I do want to try and get 2 quarterbacks. Even Walker you get, possibly. We're gonna scout him before we do anything. Not mad about the speed. His accuracies do look good. We will give him a scholarship. I'm not gonna add any. We'll add 10. We will add the 10. Alright, Lonzo Glenn. We'll do one more. Can't really see anything. 89 excels decent. Speed's looking okay. Marcus Brand is also looking okay. Nothing crazy. I'm not gonna scout the 4 stars. The 4 stars, pretty confident in they're gonna be solid players. I mean, some of them look decent, some of them look questionable. Took the bad ones off the board. 86 throw power at quarterback is just going to be unplayable. But that's how we're going to go into recruiting week number 2. See if we can get anybody to sign. Some of those players, there we go. We got Bobby to sign. Brock Hicks, we're just talking about him. George signs. It's pretty good. That's 3 signs right there. 3 3-stars signing. It didn't look like anybody locked us out, but getting Bobby is huge. Him and Quincy. George was another one. Signed 3 cornerbacks, and Brock Hicks could be an impact player to begin the season. He could get thrown right into playing. I want to get into some recruiting, some more. This is Jalen Harvey. looks developable, which could be good. Jack Jackson or Jake Jackson. 84 block shed's pretty solid. 80 zone on a linebacker with 90 pursuit. What are we? We're second for him right now. I'm gonna go in on Sparrow. See if we could get him. Jack Beebe. Only 78 speed. Nothing crazy. We're at 5. This athlete was never scouted. 92 speed is really good. We'll send him on a visit. I believe that is all the transfers scouted for the most part. We'll start adding some more points here and there. I do really want Jalen Stokes, so we'll add some more. As who jumped us? Maryland jumped all the way to first there. As Devin in the lead on him so far. Lonzo Glenn. I do really want to see these receivers' speeds. 88 speed is, I could work with that. 88, I could definitely work with that. Kansas came out of nowhere and jumped us for that one too. Tight ends, we're in the lead for both of them right now. Added 5 to pretty much everybody else. Send Travis McPherson on a visit here in week 2. And then just to get him to commit, we'll send John Lewis on a visit as well. We're at 5 in the Barry Brown. But looking a lot better. The class looking a lot better. See how the Sun Belt's looking. We now have jumped Marshall for the third best class in the Sun Belt, and we're right there neck and neck with App State and Louisiana. As nobody else is really up there with us, the top 4 teams. Everybody else is 86 or below. It's just rough for them, but headed to week 3. Don't know if I'm doing a great job here recruiting, as nobody signs this week. So I don't know if I'm doing a great job. Really hope it doesn't come down to this last week. Hopefully we could pull away with some of these players. Send some on some visits. If you're a quarterback and you look good, you expect to play immediately. Send some of these guys on some visits. We can't hard sell or soft sell yet without kind of guessing, so as pretty sure that Jay Sean McLean's gonna end up going to Maryland. So is there any way we could get somebody else? Is anybody else interested? There are a couple of players, so if I do take Jay Sean off, able to get Aaron Garland. Yeah, let's make that switch. Sophomore. 77 zone. 88 excel. 79 speeds, not bad. It won't let me offer him a scholarship. Interesting. Could have points and everything, but it won't let me offer the scholarship. I had 5 more. Maybe next week we'll be able to, but hopefully it doesn't lose us the battle. As Devin's coming on a visit as well. As we're back in the LaMarcus brand, we're gonna take off the points for him and just contact friends and family. We'll do the same thing here for Alex Bauman. Is that how you pronounce it? Sparrow, I really want him, so we're gonna send him on a visit week 4. As I'm hoping what I'm doing is gonna be enough for some of these players. As we're gonna go into the last week of recruiting. Hopefully some players make their decision here. As once again, nobody signs. And this could really hurt us. But playing time for Walker and Devin both went down. Have no clue why. Maybe too many quarterbacks on the. Maybe too many quarterbacks as LaMarcus Brand's not gonna be able. We're not gonna get him. We can offer a scholarship to Aaron now. Might be too late now. As Jalen Stokes, it does look like we're gonna get him. Losing on Joe Sween. Could soft sell him, but gonna have to kind of guess here. Just it's really too risky. I think we're gonna go the clutch here. It just makes more sense. We're just gonna take some of these points off here. Could soft sell him. Could soft sell Miles Green as well. Then we're just gonna go the clutch as well for him. Got 2 of the correct ones. Don't know if that last one's gonna be correct, but Jake Jackson, same thing, just gonna soft sell him. Just gonna go back to the same as we're slipping here. So we're gonna take that off and now we're gonna hard sell him. Maybe come with some late magic here. That one's looks to be right. We had the 5 as well. We know nothing about him. We're just gonna add the 25 and kind of pray. It's kind of shocked some of these players just never signed, especially John Lewis. I mean, he's been on the verge of signing since the first week, really. Not gonna add anything into those guys. See if I can make some of these guys better. Take away the soft sell. I will hard sell them. Even if we gotta guess, really. Could even hard sell Jalen Stokes here just to confirm we're gonna get him. Just gonna go with one that gets 2 of them. We'll just add 25 on the Alonzo Glenn there. I mean, Devin and Walker, for some reason, both as Hawaii just passed us for Walker, so we're gonna remove him from the board. But Devin can still sign with us. Don't know why both of them are saying playing time. Haven't signed any quarterbacks this offseason, and we just lost Alonzo Barnett. That did give us 15 more points. So we'll just use them real quick. Anybody first on us for the portal where I could just give him a scholarship? Nah. Oh, we could add. Saying free safety is a need now, but it wasn't at the beginning. Add a scholarship to him. Oh, he's locked in on going. But I mean, you never know. He hasn't committed yet, so throw a late full court shot there at him. We'll head in. It's a signing day. See if we could get a lot of the players. Amari signs. John Lewis finally signs. I think that's all we got. If that's all we got, then we're gonna be in some deep trouble here. National Signing Day, as we weren't expecting to get him. Garland goes to UMass. Do get Jalen Stokes. Excited about that. Lose out on Joe Sween. Do get Devin. Lorenzo signs. Sadu signs. Alex Bauman signs. Miles Green, Jalen Harvey, and Jake Jackson signs. Really missed out on Sparrow. He goes to Liberty. And Jake Beebe, he goes to Indiana. But everybody else we got, that's a pretty good class. Pretty good class in my opinion. In the Sun Belt, we were second. Troy came out of nowhere, passing everybody. They got the number ones in the class. App State falls all the way down to 79. Troy was surprising though. Troy is really surprising. It's transfers. We're gonna have to go kind of. I'm not worried about the JUCOs. Just kind of these transfers. As I wish there was a way you could check the transfers, but we'll just have to go kind of player by player. We'll look at the tight ends first, and then the DNs. Tight ends, 82 overall for the Sadu and 81 for Alex Bauman. But I think Bauman, I am gonna redshirt, and Logan Kyle and Sadu will just both kind of take over. I mean, Logan Kyle, you can't really sit him after the season he just had. The DNs, Jake Jackson, 69 overall. I mean, he's going to be some good depth. Definitely. Might even redshirt him or Marcellus Nash. One of these two this season. As Miles Green, same thing, 69 overall. Going to be some good depth as Jalen Harvey, also 69 overall. So that's some solid depth there for some of the transfers. Tight ends were really good. As we'll look at Devin and Lonzo. Devin, Lonzo, and Jalen Stokes are the only ones left. Devin is a 72 overall. 90 throw power is pretty good. Travis McPherson, 70 overall freshman is really good as well. These quarterbacks don't have the strongest arms in the room, but we could work with it. Strong safety. As Jalen Stokes is an 80 overall. That's huge. 92 speed, 80 overall. That's a complete game changer for the defense. As Lonzo Glenn, 66 overall. You know, we lost a couple, so it's good to get him in here. Quincy Lambeau was a 61. Bobby was a 60. Bobby only had 81 speed. That is disgusting. I mean, 81 speed. That is awful. We'll look at some of the athletes, see where they could go. We got 3 this year. Hazim. Seems like he's going to go to DN. We'll actually take a quick peep. Says we have a lot of left ends. He might be headed to linebacker. I believe we're going to put him at left outside linebacker. That definitely is a huge position to need. Two other ones. Conrad Perkins, saying he's a 74 running back, 69 QB. I mean, we'll put Conrad at running back. 74 could definitely take that. And did I just put the wrong guy at left outside linebacker? Seems like I did. But they're both gonna go to the linebacker. I mean, we only had one guy there, so getting both Azim and Dylan will both be good. We do desperately need linebackers, and I didn't know it was that big of a need. Does anybody fit the linebacker role? I mean, Philip Harris, possibly. He's on the slower end. Just throw him at middle linebacker. I don't want to just take somebody with like 90, 92 speed. I want to make it somewhat realistic. But even like Jacob Thomas, 84 speed, it's hard to be a safety with 84 speed. So we can move both of those to middle linebacker. Even Kai Holmes, 86 speed. I mean, we're going to actually do this. We're going to take KJ Flo. We're going to move him to free safety. I like that a lot, actually. It'll be his room. He doesn't have to compete with Jalen Stokes. Corner is also another room that is pretty slow, but Ethan and George, two slower guys we signed, but choose George's. George Elovis, he has 92 speed. We're excited about that. Milt Ferguson, also 92. We are going to take a couple of these other guys we just moved. We'll take Brandon. I think we'll take Brandon. Only 76 speed. We'll move him to right outside linebacker. Just get some depth there for him. Because we have a 47. Don't really want him seeing the field. I mean, the linebacker is going to be rough. Look at the offensive line really quickly. Make sure there's no big holes. I mean, it is not a good unit. We will move one of the left guards to right guard. I mean, there's just no way he's jumping up that high of an overall. I mean, if he does, no complaints. I mean, he did. No idea why, but jumps up to a 70 overall, go into right guard, and I'll take it because we desperately needed guards. So that's going to be the roster. Position changes is done. National Signing Day is done. Heading on to next week. The training results is huge for us. And we jump to a 79 overall. Quarterback, Joshua Douglas, jumps to a 72. Does only have 87 throw power. J.C. Evans, 71. He has 87 speed with 91 throw power. That might be our new starting quarterback. Definitely have to take some looks. As George Pettaway jumps to an 81 overall with 92 speed still. That's huge. As Tajay Hudson jumps to a 76. Chris Lofton jumps a ton of overalls. He was like a 54. Jumps about 13 overalls. He's actually going to be usable. Watch out for him this season. Nobody jumps up a crazy ton, though. Logan Kyle, only 1 overall. That's got to be disappointing. Only jumping 1 overall. Left tackle, Joseph Simmons jumps up to a 77. Carter Sweezy is potentially on the verge of transferring. 82, 83 with the boost. Brent Davis, 74. Hunter McLean came out of nowhere. I have no idea who he was. But he's 78 overall. Josh Toner was the starter last year, also 78 overall. Eric O'Neal jumps to an 82. Carter Banks, 78. We'll take that. Marcellus Nash, 77. D-line's looking nice. As the right ends, did we just don't have any right ends that went up, but DTs, Darnold, Pierce Miller, Nick Mullen, Terry Lockett. He got some playing time last year. 88 speed as a DN is insane work. Matthew Channel, 68 overall. As none of the middle linebackers really took a crazy jump, which was to be expected. So two of them were safety moves. One of these guys did jump up in speed a crazy amount because not all of them were this fast. But Philip Harris, if he could figure a linebacker out, he could be really good. Right outside linebacker. I mean, not bad. Definitely not bad. Brian Pearson was this 47 overall. Now he's a 74. I mean, I will definitely take that. Highest overall. Looks like a great pass rusher who can drop in coverage too. Wow. Brian Pearson, watch out for him. Chauncey Logan. Milt Ferguson jumps to an 80 overall. Antoine Booth, after a rough season, doesn't really jump up. Milt Ferguson, 96 speed. Justin Eline also jumped up to 90 speed. Samir Sheldon also jumped up in speed. I mean, Milt Ferguson's going to be an absolute stud. Only 55 zone. Gotta definitely work on that. But, man, he's going to be fun. Free safety, KJ Flo, jumping up to an 82 overall. I mean, it's gonna be this. He's gonna be the starting free safety for the next 3 years, unless he transfers. Tajay Hooper, 70 overall. You know, he's gonna get his shot next season. He's definitely a really good coverage guy. He can figure everything else out. He's gonna be really good. It's gonna be his team next season for strong safety. But as of right now, it's definitely Jalen Stokes. But we jumped up a lot. 79 overall is huge for us. We will just be advancing to next week. Encourage transfers. I don't know if we're gonna have any players we have to encourage. We do. We have to do two. I mean, this is an easy one. Billy Atkins. Sorry, guy. Running back. Any of the older guys that aren't gonna be good, like Eric Harris. He could go. We could also trim some of the fat here if we really need to. Like, I mean, he really would only do it for a junior, because seniors are just gotta be gone on the roster next year. Shamar Sheldon, he's fast. Definitely gotta keep him because we're gonna redshirt a couple of these guys. I think we're good with that. Custom conference. Don't think I'm gonna change anything here. I actually am. I'm gonna move UConn. This doesn't really matter for us, but UConn to the American. It's just something I do in my dynasties. Notre Dame to the ACC. Just something I do in my dynasties. I think it makes it better. But for the Sun Belt, nothing's gonna change for the Sun Belt as of right now. I did want to see their overalls, kind of compare them against us. So we are a 80 overall. As of right now, we are the highest overall in the conference. If these are up to date overalls, they might not be. So we might have to wait a week to see those, but we will advance to the next week. We are in the preseason now. We will look at conference standings. I don't think this is correct. I think it just goes based off of last season. Oh no. All right. So they are projecting us second to last, unfortunately. But we do have the highest overall in the conference. Those overalls were correct, because we finished seventh last season. Now they're projecting us to finish second to last. That's right. Sometimes you just gotta prove them wrong. We'll be going into redshirting this year, right now. A lot of players are redshirt. Um, this is gonna be the QB battle. Don't know who I'm gonna go with yet, but Travis McPherson will be redshirted. Um, Conrad Perkins and George Pettaway. I feel like that's gonna be a nasty duo. We'll redshirt both of those guys. We will redshirt both of these players. I'm gonna redshirt Alex Bauman, because with these two leaving next season, if we have Bauman staying, and could be really, really good for us. Won't redshirt him. We'll redshirt Rashad. Redshirt Devin. Jack Jackson will be redshirted. And we will redshirt Marcellus Nash. Just two guys ahead of him. He did play really, really good last season when we needed him. But Brock Hicks and Barry Brown both will be redshirted. Brandon will be redshirted. Kind of everybody we signed last season. Both of these guys are going to play right away. That's something I am going to do. Alright, so we will redshirt. I'm going to leave George Lovis out there to play. I think he's going to be great. The other two will be redshirted though. Caleb, redshirt. John Lewis will be redshirted. Alright. That's all the red shirts. We will be going into recruiting and custom schedules. No FCS teams on the schedule, so if we see one, gotta change it. We're gonna give ourselves a decently tough team. We're not gonna give somebody just a random team that we know we're gonna beat. Like the Minnesota Golden Gophers here. I think that could be really fun. We'll even go on the road there. We'll play Mid Tennessee at home. But the schedule doesn't look very, very difficult. Definitely some tough games to begin the year, but I definitely could see us winning all of them. The schedule is invalid. What do you mean? We might not be able to play Minnesota. I do want to play them. Yeah, it's saying it's invalid, so we might just have to pick a new team to play. That's unfortunate. So I guess we will go. We'll go play Pitt at Pitt. Maybe it's because we can't play him. Can't switch up where we play at. Honestly have no idea. It's never done this. We'll just leave it the same, as it's not gonna let us. It's not gonna let us, as we'll generate a new schedule, I guess. I guess we'll just have to keep doing this so we don't get an FCS school. Can I switch it now? We'll try West Virginia. And it's just not gonna let us. We'll do some recruiting and we'll see if we can come back to that. As that's kind of annoying. We'll see positions of needs. Need pretty much everything on offense besides receiver. Defensively, need a lot as well. Special teams need a kicker. So, offensively, gonna look at some quarterbacks, and we got two that are interested right away. Running back. I don't know why running back's a need. I really don't think we need a running back, but if you're first interested, might as well snag him while we can. Receiver, I do believe, is a need, so we will snag one. Tight end is definitely a need. I mean, if you're gonna be first, we're gonna try and snag you. Tackle is a need, but there is some poor tackles here. We'll go after one of these. They're all high schoolers. We'll go after this one. Antonio seems like he's gonna be the easiest to get. There's some poor offensive line here. DNs were good. DTs. We get the 2 3-stars. Outside linebackers, we'll get both of those. Might even add another one. Middle linebacker, definitely have to get some corners for sure. Free safety. He's a JUCO. I don't really like that. Strong safety. Definitely bring somebody in. Kicker now. Just gonna go after one kicker. Any athletes number 1 for us? No, we will go after a couple more outside linebackers though. Definitely could boost that position. We'll do some scouting first. Well, we'll just offer scholarships to begin and then go from there. Do some scouting afterwards, rearrange the board. Maybe possibly get an instant commit. Got 3 last season to begin the year, which was huge for us. So far, none. As this tackle position, we might have to go the portal route and just kind of bank on the portal being really good for offensive tackles. Same with guards. There's some really bad guards and tackles in this class. And maybe there'll be gems, and they won't be as bad as 1 or 2-star, you know. So far, no instant commits. A little rough. It's not gonna change here, but we will start scouting, and then I will readjust the board off camera. Just kind of see how they are, get a feel for them. 86 throw power is just, even with pretty good speed. He's an athlete, so we are going to leave him on the board because he could play other positions. 91 speed for a running back is really good. He did look like a really good receiving back. 92 speed. What's this guy's speed? 90 speed, 95 excel. We'll definitely take that. The tight end's looking a little weak. Both of the tight ends are don't know about those. I mean, Marquise looked solid. 64 pass blocks gonna be. He didn't look the greatest. I hit B too many times. I mean, Malik doesn't look bad either for a 1-star. I mean, sometimes. And Dean Way also, he looks pretty solid for a 2-star. we're out of points here, and really want to see if we could adjust the schedule and fix it. I mean, is it the team we're trying to play, or? So unfortunately, you might just have to stick with the schedule they're giving us. We're gonna hit back out. See if that will work. I don't know if that's gonna fix anything. We'll try and add Pitt. It doesn't really matter. Schedule is invalid and will be reverted to the last save version. Yeah, don't know why it's invalid. Unfortunately, I hate playing FCS schools, but we're gonna have to play an FCS school. We'll set up the recruiting board to how I like it, and the depth chart off camera. But this was the off-season video, a longer video. But I think the team really improved. The only question mark is the quarterback position. I was really hoping for Alonzo Barnett to see if there's any way we could find what team he went to. If we could get his team that he went to on the schedule, I'd gladly do that. Was it might? Don't know if it's gonna do that. Yeah, he would have been around this range, but nothing there. But that's gonna end the video. Really exciting video. Really excited for next season. Hopefully I can fix this schedule issue. But I'll see y'all in week 1. Peace.